Good morning, all of you. So, in the previous video, we have discussed about the various land revenue system. We discussed about the Izzatdari settlement. We discussed about permanent and Rayatwari. So, today we'll be reading about the plantation. Now, plantation farming to grow cash crops. So what happened that when Britishers converted themselves from traders to territory owners, when they started taking control of the political situation in India, they came with a new plan of taking control of the farming. So India was an agriculturalist country. Almost 80 to 85% of people were engaged in agriculture. They had their own land. You read in the by various land revenue policies how they took their land and gave it to zamindars and to the absentee landlords. Now what they started doing is now they came up with a new plan of not you can say eradicating the growth of food crops and converting it to cash crops. अब वो चाहते थे कि फूड क्रॉप्स की ग्रोथ को कम कर दी जाए और कैश क्रॉप्स की ग्रोथ को बढ़ाई जाए. Now basically these cash crops are popularly called as commercial crops. They are such crops that cannot be consumed. आप इसे खा नहीं सकते हैं. And what you have to do is you are forced to sell it to the people who are in the trading business. Okay, so they started. Now your cash crop is your tea, coffee, jute. All these are indigo. Indigo is the blue dye. नील जिसे आप बोलते हैं उसे हम indigo कहते हैं. So they were forced to sell these things to the market or to the traders. Now see here. The self-sufficiency of Indian villages was completely broken under the British. The Indian peasants were forced to grow commercial crops such as tea, coffee, indigo, jute, oil seeds, sugarcane, mulberry, rubber, etc. Many of these crops were raw material of industries of Britain. These crops were grown on large estates called plantation, owned by Europeans. The plantations were mainly in Assam, Bengal, and Kerala. The oppressive and land revenue settlement coupled with plantation agriculture made peasants and tribal groups rise up to rebel against the British. So what happened now when Britishers started forcing the farmers to grow cash crops, and they took cash crops on very less or cheap rates, the peasants and the tribal people, they rose to revolt. पीजेंट्स दे रोज टू रिवोल्ट क्योंकि उनके अब उनकी फार्म्स में फूड क्रॉप नहीं ग्रो करते थे. एंड ट्राइबल पीपल दे रोज टू रिवोल्ट बिकॉज ट्राइबल पीपल पहले फॉरेस्ट में रहते थे और ब्रिटिशर्स ने क्या किया था, फॉरेस्ट को क्लियर करके वो प्लांटेशन में कन्वर्ट कर रहे थे. प्लांटेशन इज अ लार्ज प्लॉट ऑफ लैंड वेयर अ पर्टिकुलर टाइप ऑफ क्रॉप इज ग्रोन. जैसे बड़े बड़े पीस ऑफ लैंड में केवल कॉटन ग्रो हो रही है, केवल टी ग्रो हो रही है. सो सच प्लांटेशंस वर जनरली फाउंड इन असम, बंगाल एंड केरला. Now, peasants revolt. So definitely when you are angry, what will you do? You will revolt. So even same happened at that time. Peasants revolted. The disposed and oppressed peasants led the revolt in Bihar and Bengal against the indigo planters, zamindars, moneylenders. They were easily crushed. So what happened was that these people, these peasants, they led a struggle against the indigo planters. जमींदार्स के अगेंस्ट वो रिवोल्ट करते हैं, एंड दीज रिवोल्ट वाज इजीली क्रस्ड बिकॉज दीज पीपल, peasants and farmers at that time, they did not have any sophisticated weapon or a proper planning, nor they were supported by nationalist leader. Their issues were not treated like a national issue. Okay, they were fighting among, and secondly, lack of unity. There were 10 people who were fighting, others were not supporting. Zamindars, being Indians, were also not supporting the peasants because zamindars had profit from the Britishers. So such revolt was easily crushed. Now, indigo revolt. The word indigo is derived from Greek word indicon and Latin word indicum, meaning from India. So indigo is the word that is derived from Greek and Latin word. And what does it mean? From India. एक प्रोडक्ट जो इंडिया से आती है. Indigo was a blue dye, natural blue dye used for coloring clothes. It was exported from India from ancient times. Indigo was the first crop to be grown on British plantations, as the British required regular supply of indigo for its textile factories. So, you know, when industrialization started in Europe, it started with the first industry that was set up was of cotton textile. Okay, textile industries, कपड़े बनाने की industry पहली industry थी जो set up हुई थी. So what they required was there one such requirement was indigo, and indigo was a product that was sold from the ancient time. बहुत पहले ब्रिटिशर्स के आने से पहले भी इंडिया से इंडिगो सप्लाई की जाती थी. So when they came to India, they felt that it was very necessary for them to increase the production क्योंकि factories cotton textile की factories बढ़ रही थी, and they required that blue dye to color their clothes. Okay, so they started forcing the farmers to grow indigo, and farmers they were not ready to grow indigo. Why? Because एक तो वो cash crop थी, they were paid less for it. Apart from that, one biggest disadvantage of growing indigo is that if you go grow indigo on land, you know, after twice or thrice of the harvest, the land becomes barren. जमीन जो होती है वो बंजर हो जाती है और उसपे कुछ भी ग्रो करना next to impossible हो जाता है. Okay, now the indigo planters gave loan to cultivators for cultivating crops, which they had to sell to various factories at low prices. So now indigo planters क्या करते थे? वो loans देते थे, ठीक है? आपको लोन दे दिया. Suppose you are a cultivator and I am a planter. I'll give you a loan. Now, you have to not give me back my money after selling the product. Rather, you have to sell me the products at whatever price I demand. Okay, so this was one of the biggest problem that they grew cash crop which they could not consume at their home. खा नहीं सकते थे, and they were not getting a good price of it. Planters informed the peasants that loans could be repaid only by supplying indigo to them at the fixed rate. Violation of this evoked large-scale oppressive measures such as holding the cultivator and his family as prisoners, burning his houses, etc. Okay, so you know what they started doing? That if you would go against the planters, अगर आप लोन लेके और किसी और को अपनी इंडिगो बेच देते हैं और पैसे वापस करते हैं जिससे लोन लिया है, in that they started using the most violent method. They became very cruel, like they used to imprison the entire family, पूरे family को prison में डाल देते थे, or they used to burn their houses. This inhuman oppression of indigo cultivators forced them to revolt against British in Nadia district of Bengal in 1859. So in 1859, in the Nadia district of Bengal, the planters, the cultivators, they revolted against the planters. The revolt was led by Bishnu Chand Biswas and Digambar Biswas. So these two people, Bishnu Chandra Biswas and Digambar Biswas, they led this revolt in Nadia district of Bengal in 1859. The other popular leaders like Kedar Mola of Padna and Rafiq Mondal of Malda. The revolt was suppressed by British mercilessly. However, the planters were finally forced to shut down their workshop and British banned forcible indigo plantation. So what happened now? Now British slowly and gradually British got fear. They started facing fear from the planters. They started. There were many other planters. There were many other leaders who came up. These were basically the local leaders. Okay, so they came up fighting, and that result was that the workshops जहाँ भी ये indigo plantation की workshops थी उसे close down कर देना पड़ा, and British banned the forcible इंडिगो प्लांटेशन. जबरदस्ती अब इंडिगो प्लांटेशन भी ब्रिटिशर्स ने इलीगल टर्म कर दी थी. नाउ इम्पैक्ट ऑफ पीजेंट रिवोल्ट. अब पीजेंट रिवोल्ट का इम्पैक्ट क्या हुआ था? ये जो इतनी रिवोल्ट्स आपने अभी देखी दैट बंगाल में हुई, इंडिगो प्लांटेशन के अगेंस्ट हुई, कल्टिवेटर्स के अगेंस्ट हुई. सो व्हाट वाज इम्पैक्ट ऑफ ऑल दिस? हर चीज का एक रिजल्ट होता है. अब इसका रिजल्ट क्या था? लेट अस सी. Peasant movements or riots did not create any threat to British rule, but proved that Indian peasants' reaction were instant and spontaneous to every situation. So it did not create any threat to Britishers. It was not that with this peasants movement, Britishers were in threat. They did not have any threat. But one thing what Britishers realized was that Indians, they give a very immediate reaction to everything. ठीक है, इंडियंस ऐसे लोग हैं, इंडियन पीजेंट्स ऐसे लोग हैं जो कि कुछ भी होगी और उसकी रिएक्शन वो तुरंत देंगे. दे आर नॉट सच पीपल जो बहुत प्लानिंग करेंगे, बहुत प्लॉटिंग करेंगे और उसके बाद अपनी रिएक्शन देंगे. ओके, सो दिस बिकेम दिस एडेड टू देयर हैप्पीनेस. व्हाई? बिकॉज नाउ दे न्यू कि अगर हम कुछ भी करेंगे उसकी तुरंत रिएक्शन आएगी, और तुरंत रिएक्शन जो होती है वो बहुत फियर्सफुल तो होती है बट बहुत स्मॉल स्केल में होती है. आपको बड़े रिएक्शन के लिए बहुत प्लानिंग करनी होती है, बट छोटे रिएक्शन के लिए आपको कोई प्लानिंग नहीं होती है, और ऐसी रिवोल्ट इजिली क्रश की जा सकती है. They were tortured so brutally that peasants had to rebel. However, peasants always resisted the British forces to get control and power in the name of maintaining law and order. So, peasants were tortured. उन्हें जेल में डाल दिया जाता था. They were badly beaten. Whenever they went for a ride, the lathi charge was done on them. But one thing what British could not understand was that Indians were very, very courageous. They were ready to lose their life, but they were not ready to lose their land. British could not convince for quite a long period of time. British could not convince people to give their land to Britishers. पहले वो pretend करते थे कि आप मुझे अपनी land दे दीजिए and I'll maintain law and order, या I'll maintain its fertility and all this. On the name of that, Indians, they never gave control of power to them. Their faith, their courage and heroism, their willingness to make immense sacrifices were no match against the imperialistic power armed with latest weapon and resources of a worldwide empire. So, जितने इंडियंस जो थे, जो उस समय के पीजेंट्स थे, उनको बहुत फेथ थी आपस में. दे हैड करेज, they were ready to undergo any suffering, but they never trusted Britishers by giving them their control, power to control. They never gave them the power to control their land. Okay, so this was a very, very, a magical things to see, that where an unbalanced competition was there. Like if Britishers had all the sophisticated arms and ammunition, still Indians, they never ever had this fear. Their courage, their faith was above all these arms that they had, Britishers had. The popular movements and rebellions of 19th century did, however, reveals the immense source of resistance to imperialism. They lay dominant among Indians. So the popular revolt, और ये जितने rebellions हो रहे थे, जितने revolts हो रहे थे 19th century में, that revolt ये बहुत अच्छे से reveal कर देता था that Indians जो हैं उनके पास कितनी ज्यादा पावर है imperialism को resist करने के लिए, ब्रिटिशर्स को रोकने के लिए. उनके पास भले ही बहुत अच्छे आर्म्स और एम्यूनेशंस ना हो, गन्स और वेपन्स ना हो, बट दे हैड इमेंस करेज एंड फेथ इन देमसेल्फ. These revolts generated great awareness among the Indian agrarian classes about their rights. So Indians, बाकी Indians के heart में भी बहुत awareness आई थी ये revolts के बारे में. They started feeling that India is their country and they should work for it. They felt that if peasants could do, other could also participate in the revolt. In addition, when the news of their outbreak and British colonial power mercilessly handling of them reached the outside world, the real intention and interest of the British was exposed. So when this news of Britishers, how cruelly and how mercilessly they were beating the peasants, went to outside world, जब बाहर के लोगों को ये सारी बात पता चली, then this was how Britisher or European powers, they became exposed in the worldwide way. Okay, world में पूरे वो expose हो जाते हैं, and people जो बाकी countries हैं world में, वो उन्हें पता चल जाता है that Britishers never went India as a trading company. वो as traders नहीं गए थे, but they wanted to gain the political control. ठीक है, वो केवल ट्रेड नहीं बल्कि वो टेरिटरी कंट्रोल करने गए थे. एंड बीइंग इन इंडिया, दे वर टॉर्चरिंग इंडियंस, clarified their intention and their cruel mindset. So this was all about the chapter. What you have to do is, you have to do all these MCQs and short answer and long answers. So today in the live classes, kids, they told me that fill up and true false is not there in their book. which does not matter. Even if fill up and true false is not given in your book, you have to, if I have taught you the chapter and if you have read the chapters, you'll be able to do any type of question. So basically this is an open book exam that we are going to take next. You'll have books at home, but what you have to focus is not on mugging up the things, rather to you focus more on the things that has been taught in the videos. Okay, like I'll give you the answers of these MCQs. Which of the following was introduced in Bihar, Odisha, Bengal and Odisha in 1793? So it's permanent settlement. The Rayatwari settlement was introduced in 1820. In Mahalwari settlement, the rate of revenue was roughly dash of the total agricultural production, that is half. According to Izzatdari system, the right to collect revenue was given to the highest bidder of for a period of dash years. So it is 5 years. Who introduced the Rayatwari settlement? It's Sir Thomas Munro. Under permanent settlement, the land revenue was roughly 50%. Dash was the first crop that to be grown on British plantation, indigo. And these question answers today in the live classes we have already discussed. And people who are not joining the live classes, online classes are going on. You have to join the online classes. Link is given in your video. I think on your application the link has gone. Please join the online classes, because these classes are very, very important, so that you can come to know about your progress. How much are you in competition with your class? Like today in the live class, Siddharth was answering beautifully. There were other girls also like Shrishti, Shreya. These people were also answering. So I want most of you to join the online classes, so that you never know, later boards can ask us to give you marks on the your behavior or on your presence, or maybe I'll take some oral test also. So it's good that you join the online classes. So please join the online classes and do all the question answers in your copy. Thank you so much.